animals of all kinds. And in addition to the dogs he kept as pets, he lived with all kinds of wild animals in his home near Vienna. Most of these animals were perfectly free to come and go as they pleased. Konrad Lorenz is best known for his work with grey-lag geese. He began raising and studying them in 1935, and he continued to observe them into his 80s. Konrad Lorenz found that adult male and female geese are very faithful to each other. They fall in love, marry, and stay together until one of them dies. Then the one who is left does not marry again. If its mother is alive, it goes back to her. Konrad Lorenz has been mother to many geese, those he raised from the time they left their eggs. When they became adult, these geese left him and flew off with wild geese. But if they lost their mates, they came back to Lorenz. He found that baby geese, when they hatch from their eggs, learn to follow the first moving object they see. Usually, this is the mother goose. But when Lorenz raised geese, they followed him instead. Then he discovered that if he hatched mallard duck eggs, the ducklings refused to follow him. But if they were hatched by a domestic duck, they followed her at once. What did the domestic do that he, Lorenz, didn't? She quacked, and her quacking sounded just like the quacking of a mallard duck. Ah, thought Lorenz, that's the secret. But scientists must always make tests. So when the next lot of little ducklings hatched, Lorenz bent over them, quacked, quack, quack, and gradually moved away. They followed him. But it was very exhausting for him, taking his baby ducklings for a walk. Quack, quack. If he stood up, towering high above them, or if he stopped quacking for more than a moment, they stopped following and began to cry loudly. One day when Lorenz was walking the ducklings, something made him look up. Peering over the tall wall around the meadow were some of the village people. They were staring in horror at the professor who, as far as they could see, was quacking away to himself quack, quack, while creeping along the ground in a most peculiar way. Quack, quack. The ducklings were completely hidden in the long grass. No wonder the local people began to think the professor was crazy. Quack, quack, quack. Ethologists are interested in how animals live their lives and why they behave the way they do. They're always asking questions. Why does a dog go round and round in a circle before it lies on its bed? How does a male moth find his female, even if she is miles away? And so on. Some ethologists go on and on asking questions about one particular kind of animal. Karl von Frisch, a German, was fascinated by honeybees. How did a worker bee, returning to her hive after collecting honey, tell the other worker bees where to go? They could find her honey patch, even if she herself didn't return. He found out that the returning bee performs a wonderful waggle dance that tells the others exactly where to go. She gives signals with her legs, her wings, and her tail. Then Frisch wanted to know whether she could see the beautiful colors of the flowers. How good was her sense of smell? The more answers he found, the more questions he asked. Other ethologists are interested in a particular kind of behavior, such as the migration of birds, or the different ways that juicy, nice-tasting insects mimic poisonous ones so they won't be eaten, or the food-burying behavior of rats and mice. All ethologists ask questions. How? Why? What for? Ethologists do their studying in different ways. Lorenz, as I said, took the animals he wanted to observe home with him. He had a very long-suffering wife. Others, like Nico Tinbergen, another very famous early ethologist, do experiments out in the place where the animals live. Tinbergen is best known for his work with different kinds of seagulls. He used to go out to the cliffs and rocky ledges where they breed. He spent a lot of time just watching them.